Port Charles is reeling this week on General Hospital. Sasha and baby Daisy leave town with Jason, sparking emotional goodbyes with Danny and Nina, who blames herself for putting them in danger. Meanwhile, Michael faces heartbreak, contemplating taking all his kids and disappearing too. But that's not all. Drew and Willow launch a vicious custody battle, even plotting to frame Michael as an opioid addict. Portia refuses, then explodes in rage. Curtis tries dodging blame for a hit piece on Sonny, while Stella demands answers. Elsewhere, Jocelyn and Trina spill secrets, and Anna inches closer to exposing Vaughn's true identity. But the biggest twist? Jason may have seen Britt alive at the airport. Is she back from the dead? And get ready, Kelly Thiebaud returns July 18th. Is it really Britt or someone new? Subscribe now. This week is pure. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Loved ones say goodbye to Sasha and Daisy. Plus, Curtis plans to betray, spoiler. Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. Today on General Hospital. Nina feels she's to blame for Daisy and Sasha leaving. Tracy asks a favor of Jason, and Drew enlists Portia's help to take down Michael. At the pool, Jason meets up with Danny, who just got off work. Jason lets his son know that he has to leave town for a few days and takes Sasha and Daisy out of the country. Danny asks if this has to do with Daisy going missing on the 4th. Jason says that is part of it, so if he wants to say goodbye, he should do it today. Danny admits he started thinking of Daisy as his little sibling during Sasha's pregnancy, and he really likes Sasha. Jason says both Michael and Sasha agree this is the best for Daisy, even if Michael doesn't get to see Daisy again. Danny asks if that is what happened between him and his mom. Jason admits that leaving him was hard, but seeing him standing here now, it was the right thing to do. Why is Stella angry with Curtis? Stella drops by Curtis' office and has a beef with him. She asks why he is poking Sonny with that article. She says Sonny's son owns Aurora and pays his checks. Curtis assures her that Michael understands why he did what he did, but Stella doesn't. She says that story wasn't the news, it was a hit piece. This also hurts Laura, who is a friend. Now Ezra has a boost with the Measure C mess, so she wants the truth about the article. Curtis admits it wasn't his idea, and he can't tell her much more. Stella hopes he knows what he's doing. She says she is always here for him, and whatever he says won't go any further than her. He doesn't want to involve her and assures her things will work out. He tells her how glad he is to have her in her life, and she's always around to set him straight. They embrace. Is Nina the reason Sasha and Daisy have to leave? In the Quartermain kitchen, Sasha explains to Nina that it's no longer safe for her and Daisy in Port Charles. She tells her about Daisy being targeted, and it may have to do with Sonny. She doesn't want to live with bodyguards, so they're going far away. The thought of leaving here and all of them is hard, but it's the right thing for Daisy. Nina knows they've been through a lot, and she thinks of her as a daughter. Sasha cries that she's going to miss her, and Nina says she'll miss her too. They promise to video chat. Nina asks what Sasha needs from her, but Sasha says it's all been figured out. Nina must do something as she's the reason Daisy is in danger. She feels this is her fault for outing Michael as Daisy's father at the custody hearing. Sasha says the truth would have come out at some point, and at least they're leaving while Daisy isn't old enough to remember the people they are leaving. She knows Nina was only trying to help her daughter, which she now understands given she is a daughter of her own. Sasha says they've been through a lot together. Nina tells her that if she needs anything, call her, and she'll always be here for her. Nina knows she and Daisy will have a great life. They say their I love yous, and Nina leaves. In the sunroom, Michael tells Tracy that after the fire at Charlie's and the security breach here, Sasha is taking Daisy and leaving Port Charles as it's not safe for them. He's also considered taking his kids and leaving with them. Tracy doesn't believe he'll go through with that, as he won't take Wiley and Amelia from Monica along with Daisy. Michael can't imagine his life without Daisy, and what if he never sees his daughter again? Tracy says Michael doesn't know he won't see his daughter again, but he's putting his child first. Daisy may never know the sacrifice he made to protect her, but others will know, including himself. that will see him through this. What does Tracy want from Jason? Jason arrives home, and Tracy says she just found out the latest price Michael is paying for being Sonny's son. Now that Sonny is Joe's grandfather, Sonny has to be thrown out of Port Charles and kept from Geo. Tracy knows Sonny once asked Jason to take Wiley and Amelia out of this house, and he refused for Monica's sake. He showed that he had limits when it came to Sonny and that he values family loyalty. That's why she has a request of him. Saying goodbye. In the kitchen, Danny tells Sasha and Daisy that he'll miss them both. She says he's been an incredible surrogate big brother and a great friend. Danny admits he was hoping she and his dad might get together for real for a while, and he thinks she's great. Sasha thinks the same of him and lets Danny hold the baby. He cries that she probably won't remember him, but he'll remember her, and he'll always be her big brother who loves her. Later, Michael finds Daisy and Sasha in the kitchen. She tells him that they just said goodbye to Nina and Danny, which was hard. She hasn't been able to get her packing done, so Michael offers to watch Daisy so she can pack. She thanks him and heads off. What is Curtis planning? Nina stops by Curtis' office and claims she wants to help him with his media campaign against Sonny. She knows Sonny inside and out and can reveal the real truth about him. Curtis doesn't think this is a good idea, and he suspects this is Drew's doing. She says Drew is a thorn in her side, but someone else got to her. Curtis knows about how the Jacinda plan backfired. She's sorry if she got Portia in trouble with Drew, but he says Portia made her own problems. However, everything goes back to Drew, and they have to come up with a way to disarm him as soon as possible. What is Drew planning to do to Michael? At the hospital, Drew promises Willow that they will give Michael a taste of his own medicine and beat him at his own game. Drew says Michael painted her as an unfit mother, so they'll make Michael look incompetent, weak, and a danger to his children. She asks what he's planning, but he doesn't want to say much. All Drew says is that they'll use Michael's past against him. He believes he's onto something and won't stop until they are a family again. They embrace. Elsewhere, Kai asks to speak with Portia. They head into her office, and he says he's sorry that the choice he made has caused her so much trouble. Portia asks if he's saying he wishes he hadn't betrayed her and Curtis to Drew. Kai doesn't regret what he told Drew, as his daughter and Willow could have gotten caught in the fallout. She says he made a promise to Trina and broke it, and he took that spark in her smile and eyes away from her again. It was gone for so long, and while she knows Trina will get it back, she can't forgive him for hurting her daughter. Kai thinks he should go. Portia admits he was good for Trina, but that ended when he fell on his sword for someone who wouldn't do that for him. Suddenly, Drew shows up to see Portia. Kai heads out, and Drew asks why Kai was here. She says it was about him, and Kai's another one of his victims. Kai's lost Trina due to his loyalty to Drew, and soon will eventually see him for who he is. Portia asks Drew what he wants now. He wants her to help him take down Michael. She doesn't know what Michael has to do with her. He says Michael still comes here for blood work for his burn treatments, and he needs her to make it look like Michael is an opioid addict, which started due to the pain he was in from his burns. She realizes this is so he can take Michael's kids away. Portia states she has her limits and won't do it. He says she'll come around, unless she wants to kiss her life and career goodbye. He walks out. Later, Willow catches Isaiah on the phone discussing how much it will cost to renovate Lucky's cabin. He explains to her that Lucky's cabin is turning into a money pit and needs a complete overhaul. Willow says he could always sell it, but Isaiah doesn't want to, as Lucky trusted it to him. He's going to redo the cabin as an escape from the city. He says maybe he'll have kids of his own to pass it down to, like Luke did to Lucky. Isaiah realizes his comment was insensitive and asks how the custody fight is going. She says nothing is happening, though she and Drew are getting married at the end of the month. Her mom is making sure it will be a great day. She just wishes her kids could be there. Kai runs into Stella, and she asks if he and Trina want to have dinner with her at the surf lodge. He confesses that they broke up, which Stella is sorry to hear. He admits he broke Trina's trust, and Stella says that will be hard to come back from knowing her Trina. In the show's final moments, at the Quartermain residence, Tracy knows she can't dissuade Jason's loyalty to Sonny, and Michael is taking Daisy out of Port Charles to protect her. So, allow her to protect her family and not stand in the way of her efforts to get Sonny out of Port Charles. At the hospital, Kai tells Stella he lost Trina by standing up for his principles. She understands and recounts walking away from a suitor and life with him for her sister and her kids. For her, it was worth it, but she wonders if his decision was worth it for him. At Aurora, Nina tells Curtis that if she knew how to disarm Drew, she would. Now she has to publicly come out against Sonny, and he'll hate her all over again. Curtis recounts Nina admitting that she was sleeping with Drew. He says sometimes they have to betray a friend, and it doesn't feel good, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Back at the hospital, Drew tells Willow that his plan is in motion, and they may have her kids back before the wedding. They gave Michael every opportunity to compromise, but he wouldn't, so this will hurt him significantly. At the Q's, Michael tells Daisy that tomorrow she's going on a long trip with Mommy. If he could, he'd go with her. He thinks she won't even remember this place or likely even him. He says that might be for the best, so she won't miss him like he will miss her. Sasha watches and listens from the doorway. On the next General Hospital, Felicia tells someone to drop this. Anna asks a favor of someone. Dalton tells Joss that the exciting work will start soon. Lulu tells Dante what to do in order to have a chance to get Gio back. Rocco meets with someone and is glad they came. Sonny asks someone, "Why did you lie to the press about me?" Sasha's on a plane with Jason, and she asks if he ever stops to think about what he wants. Next update, General Hospital spoilers July 17th. Has the truth finally caught up to Nina? Next on GH, Nina has to face the consequences of her actions. Anna hits the nail on the head. Jocelyn springs to Actio. In addition to Nina facing the consequences of her actions, General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, July 17th, 2025, will also focus on Dante and Lulu clashing. Meanwhile, Sonny is asked to make a sacrifice. Next on General Hospital, Nina, Cynthia Watros, had her hate-sex/fling thing with Drew, Cameron Matheson, before Drew and Willow, Caitlin McMullen, got together. However, the sticky part of the situation is that once Drillo became something, Nina never told her daughter. This week, Tracy, Jane Elliott, pulled that whopper out of her you-know-what in hopes of getting Nina to go against Sonny, Maurice Bernard. According to GH's Thursday teasers, Nina has to face the consequences of her actions. So there's a chance she doesn't play along with Tracy's game, even though she said she would. Or she finally decides to tell the truth on her own, consequences be damned. Or maybe it's not about her sleeping with Drew. Maybe it's about her role in drugging Drew, resulting in his wild, out-of-control night at the Savoy with Jacinda, Paige Herschel. Drew has payback on his mind. He also has playing Willow's savior on his mind. He is going to make sure he takes down Michael, Rory Gibson, Nina, Portia, Brooke Kerr, Curtis, Donnell Turner, and anybody else who stands in his way of getting Amelia, Sequoia, and Serenity Mork-Mako, and Wiley, Byron Weaver, back for Willow. So, what do those consequences look like for Nina? Clashes and sacrifices. Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, and Lulu, Alexa Havens, have not been on the same page much since she woke up from her coma. When Dante and Lulu clash, this could be about Rocco, Finn Carr, and how he found out about Britt, Kelly Thiebaud, giving birth to him. Dante may have confronted Brooklyn, Amanda Setton, over her role in his son discovering this monumental fact about his life. But he didn't seem to stay mad at her. Not like Lulu has. Is this the topic of discussion as they clash? Because Lulu doesn't like it when Dante shows sympathy for Brooklyn and doesn't muster up the same energy for her. Meanwhile, Sonny is asked to make a sacrifice. Does Tracy catch up to him and ask him to distance himself from his grandson? She's on a mission to keep Giovanni Mazza, from becoming a casualty of one of Sonny's wars. Curiosity and action. When Anna, Finola Hughes, hits the nail on the head, is Professor Dalton, Daniel Goddard, the focus of her thoughts, or is it Vaughn? If you recall, she's super suspicious of how unmessy Vaughn Bryce Durfee is. His record is squeaky clean, and he seems too perfect. Her intuition is telling her he's a spy. Question: does she start thinking about Joss, Eden McCoy, in all of this, considering she has been spending so much time with the guy? Or is this just about protecting Emma, Braden Bruner, and keeping her out of the fray? Speaking of Joss, Look for her to spring into action. Again, Dalton is the one she's investigating. Maybe this is the day she finally gets into his labs to see what he has been up to. Next update, General Hospital spoilers next 3 weeks. Here comes Britt. Rocco plays with fire. Jocelyn scrambles. General Hospital spoilers for the next 3 weeks, July 14th to August 1st, reveal that Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, will come back into the picture while Rocco Falconeri, Fincar, plays with fire. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, will also scramble as some chaos erupts, so there'll be a lot to look forward to. The week of July 14th to 18th will bring Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, and Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, catch-up sessions, so Trina will talk about Kai Taylor's, Jens Austin Astrup, betrayal, and her decision to dump him over it. Later, Jocelyn will have to think fast and leap into action. There might be a window of opportunity to sneak in Professor Henry Hank Dalton's Daniel Goddard lab, or maybe Jocelyn will try to stop Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, from sneaking in first. Unfortunately, Vaughn Bryce Durfee seems poised to get busted after Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, digs into his background. Anna may figure out Vaughn is working for the WSB and consider the possibility that Jocelyn is employed by them, too. As for Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, she could set off some alarms after a run-in with Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, and Daisy Gilmore, Levi Clark Coughlin, at Geach. Will Sasha and Michael consider Willow a possible Daisy stalker candidate? If so, could a trap pave the way for Willow's exposure and Sasha's choice to remain in town with Daisy after all? Although Stella Henry, Vernay Watson, will have concerns about Curtis, he'll leave her in the dark. Curtis may be unwilling to talk about his marriage problems and the escalating situation with Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson. Drew will continue to make manipulative moves all over the place, so Curtis, Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, and plenty of others on canvas will be affected. As for Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, he'll face pressure to make a sacrificial move. It's easy to imagine Carly pushing Sonny to leave for his island in Puerto Rico if she fears things are getting too dangerous for their family in PC. After Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning warns Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, not to talk to Rocco about Britt again. She'll end up sparring with Dante. Lulu may be outraged if Dante tries to be understanding about Brooklyn Quartermain's Amanda Seton mistake. Dante can't forget that Brooklyn let that file land in Rocco's hands, but he also knows she's sorry and didn't mean for it to happen. Since Dante will see something that stuns him later, he might peek at Rocco's laptop and see that he's been emailing Liesel Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti. Liesel will get back in touch with Ben aka Rocco and most likely admit she's glad he's reached out. Will Rocco and Albrecht meet in person for a question and answer session during the week of July 21st to 25th? Rocco is still wondering things when it comes to Britt, so Liesel may share more about her. It seems like Rocco is feeling connected to Britt now that he knows his real birth story. Of course, Lulu is going to flip out if she realizes Rocco has made contact with Liesel. If Lulu tries to shut this down, it could backfire and make Rocco feel like she's hindering his attempt at closure. Kelly Thiebaud will return to GH before July is over, so her comeback could lead to drama erupting during the week of July 28th to August 1st. Is Britt or potentially her clone trapped in Professor Dalton's research lab? Could Thiebaud's character pop up somewhere else that's shocking instead? Regardless, Liesel could have a heartwarming mother-daughter reunion coming up if this is truly Britt. Rocco will certainly be interested in any Britt developments as well since he seems poised to bond with her down the line. Back with Kai, he surely won't give up on fixing things with Trina. Will Kai pull off a grand gesture in hopes of proving his love? Time will tell, but the best thing that could happen would be for Kai to finally open his eyes to who Drew really is. That might be the only way to help Kai and Trina on the road to reconciliation. General Hospital spoilers say love will remain complicated in Port Charles, so we'll bring you updates on any romantic news to come. Next, General Hospital early spoilers July 21st to 25th, Sasha's shocking exit, Portia's fury, Joss's deception. General Hospital spoilers for July 21st to 25th, 2025 see Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson, exits, Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, rages, and Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, is lying about something. And as we always do on early edition day, we start with what is coming the rest of this week. With that in mind, on Wednesday, July 16th, we've got Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, considering a huge life-changing decision. General Hospital spoilers. Michael's dilemma and Sasha's danger. July 16th. Michael's pondering if he should also leave Port Charles with Sasha and take Wiley Quartermain Corinthos, Byron Weaver, and Amelia Grace Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork Mako, to keep them safe from whoever's messing with Sasha and Daisy because they think it's mob-related. Of course, it's Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. And Michael is talking to someone at the Quartermain mansion and wants to know what's to stop me from leaving with Sasha and Daisy and just take my kids. He could be talking to Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, or Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, tells Sasha that she's the reason that sweet little baby Daisy is in danger. And because people now know Michael as her baby daddy, that's the danger they think. And that's because Nina told Rick Lansing about the one-night stand, and he used it in court. So, we'll see if Sasha mad at her fake mom that she conned before or not. I mean, really, Nina has shown her so much grace. You would think that Sasha should, but she might not. Joss and Trina's confessions, Drew's revenge plot, and Tracy's request. Jocelyn and Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie, open up as they talk, and I think she's going to tell Jocelyn she dumped Kai, Jens Austin Astrup, and why. And Jocelyn may say that she's dating Vaughn because she can't tell her roommate the truth.
Right.
And Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, gets his ducks all in a row and tells Willow they're going to give Michael a taste of his own medicine. It sounds like they're going to make sure he loses the kids. Tracy tells Jason she has a request. Is this about Rocco Falseroni, Finn Francis Carr? Is this about the drama with Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Setton, and Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning? Or is this about Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and his danger? Because Tracy is beating that drum right now. Jason has a very difficult discussion, and it could be with Tracy, or it could be with Michael about him leaving town, or Sonny, and what's going on with Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda. There's a lot of drama right now. Curtis dodging, Portia's rage, and the Jacinda fiasco. Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, dodges Stella Henry's Vernee Watson questions. His aunt tells Curtis she's got some beef with him, and it's probably about Portia. And speaking of Curtis' wife, Portia is smashing either a laptop or a tablet. It looks like a device, and she is screaming in absolute rage. I don't know if she just read the hit piece that Curtis had to publish because of Drew's blackmail, or, maybe it's about Kai ratting out her and Curtis. So Jacinda, Paige Herschel, was their one chance to stop Drew, and now that chance is gone. General Hospital spoilers, consequences, and clashes on July 17th. Thursday, July 17th, Nina pays a price for her actions. So Sasha may leave town mad, and Nina may think that she's never going to see her again. Or Nina may have to tell Drew about Tracy's threats. Either way, nothing good is coming her way. Lulu Spencer clashes with Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna. She absolutely despises BLQ. I thought it was very interesting that Lulu was pulling the complete victim card with her mom, and leaving out I felt a whole bunch of pertinent information that just made BLQ look like the villain, and Lulu look like her hands were totally clean when we all know it's not that way. No matter what team you're on, there's enough blame to go around. And Dante has kind of softened up on BLQ after talking to her, and that's probably going to tick off Lulu. Joss's actions, Sonny's sacrifice, and Anna's suspicions. Jocelyn takes action, and this is probably going to be about her and Vaughn's, Bryce Durfee, new WSB plan to convince everybody they really are dating. So maybe she kisses him, or lets somebody think they're sleeping together to sell the cover. Sonny is asked to sacrifice something. If he thinks Michael is going to leave because of Sidwell, maybe he lets Marco Rios, Adrian Anchando, go, and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, hits pay dirt. So Vaughn's clean background check was squeaky clean, and of course that just made Anna more suspicious. And I wonder if she will see Vaughn with Brennan, Chris McKenna, or see Vaughn walking out of the WSB office or something and have her suspicions confirmed. General Hospital spoilers, surprises, questions, and standoffs on July 18th. Friday, July 18th, Dante is surprised by something he sees, and Anna questions Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura, Wright. And I'm guessing it's about Jocelyn and Vaughn since he's so much older. Maybe she thinks Jocelyn is his mark. I don't think it would dawn on Anna that Jocelyn is a WSB agent. I don't think she's going to think that deeply. Jason is stunned. He's over at the airport supposed to be getting Sasha and Daisy settled out of town. But then he sees a Brit Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, look-alike at the airport. So, I'm wondering if Jason's going to follow her and tell Sasha, look, I'll meet you later. Go ahead, get on the flight. Plus, Portia is standing firm about something. She may stand up to Drew or insist that she will never give up on Curtis, but she is at her wit's end. Carly's suspicions, Willow's unraveling, and Sidwell's aggression, July 21st to 25th. The week of July 21st through the 25th, Carly may turn around and grill Jocelyn after Anna is going to talk to her. So, and I wonder if Carly might have some questions for Brennan. Like, she may just think that Vaughn is monitoring Jocelyn for him. And again, I don't think there's any way that Carly is going to suspect that Brennan recruited her daughter as an agent. And I'm quite certain that Brennan is going to lie right to Carly's face and deny whatever Anna implied. Willow is hanging by a thread, and it looks like it's going to snap. Drew has promised they'll punish Michael, but with the custody court date pushed back until October. Willow is frantic, and she may do something absolutely crazy that Drew Kane can't stop. I mean, she was already messing with baby Daisy. Who knows what she'll do now? Drew again reiterates his promise to get the kids away from Michael for good. But I just don't know if Willow can wait that long. As I said, she's unraveling. Sidwell is not going to cave. He's not going to give Sonny what he wants. I think he's going to get aggressive with him. Mob war escalation, Alexis reality check, and Liesel's return. And obviously Marco is going to get loose of this mess he's in one way or another. And I think he is absolutely going to tell Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, look, Sonny had me kidnapped. There's no doubt about it. And I'm sure that he's involved with my mom's death. And that's only half true. I think that's going to be a reality check for Alexis that Sonny is back to being a big bad wolf. Not that he really ever stopped. And to Alexis, that means Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, may continue to be in danger. I think we're definitely going to have full-on mob war coming. And I wonder if Nina, Carly, Alexis, and maybe even Ava Jerome, Maura West, are all going to corner Sonny and apply serious pressure to him. He's in that phase where he's not listening to anybody. Not that he does a lot. He always thinks he's right. But Carly called him out when he's like, oh, nobody's going to be hurt. And she's like, you say that? And then Morgan Corinthos, Brian Craig, is dead, and Michael was shot in the head, and then severely burned. And she listed off all the terrible things that have happened to their kids, and, also to her. So he says these things that just simply aren't true. Liesel Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti, is going to be in town soon to meet with Rocco. I can't wait to see Liesel and find out if she's involved in this Brit doppelganger situation. And Sasha is leaving Port Charles. We heard Sophia Mattsson's contract was not renewed, and she just posted pics of herself in Stockholm, Sweden. So, she may be using this time off from General Hospital to spend with family, and this may be the end of Sasha and Daisy, at least for now. Next update, here's exactly when General Hospital's Kelly Thiebaud returns and why she's nervous to see my first couple of episodes. More than 2 years after General Hospital killed off Dr. Brit Westbourne, portrayer Kelly Thiebaud is returning to Port Charles. And while there are big questions remaining as to exactly who she'll be playing, the folks at TV Insider tell us that the actress will first be seen by viewers during the episode airing on Friday, July 18th. When I left the show, she says, I felt like I was at the height of the work that I had done, and my acting was growing and expanding so much. Having stepped away to do other projects, including a stint on Station 19, she's trepidatious about walking the hospital corridors again. I feel like I have to rebuild all that all over again and get comfortable performing the way that you do for daytime in the dialogue and the blocking and the props and everything, she admits. I'm a little nervous to see my first couple of episodes, but I'm sure it will be fine. But who, exactly, will she be playing? If Brit is being resurrected after dying at the hand, well, the hook of Heather Weber, she would hardly be the first character to make a round trip to the hereafter. Look at all the others, including her former lovers, Nicholas Cassadine and Jason Morgan. But General Hospital has a habit of rehiring actors for entirely new parts. Consider, Michael Easton played One Life to Liv's John McBain on General Hospital, then Dr. Silas Clay, then Dr. Hamilton Finn. Roger Howarth played One Life to Liv's Todd Manning on General Hospital, then Franco Baldwin, then Austin Gatlin Holt. Tamara Braun played Carly Spencer, then Dr. Kim Nero. Sarah Joy Brown played Carly, too, then Claudia Zachara. Heck, even Anthony Geary once played a character other than Luke Spencer. He was Luke's cousin, Bill Eckert. So it's been done a lot. Whomever it turns out that Thibault is playing, she's been taken aback by the response to the news that she'll be playing anyone. "You guys rock," she exclaimed on social media. "I am blown away by the outpouring of love and excitement from y'all. You have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you." In a later TikTok video, now that the cat's out of the bag, Thibault promised that it's gonna be a wild ride. "I'm so excited for y'all to see what the storyline is and how they're bringing me back, in what capacity. All of the things I can't talk about yet." Next update, General Hospital spoilers week of July 21st. Rocco meets Obrecht. Jason tackles mystery. Drew's next vengeful step. General Hospital spoilers for the week of July 21st to 25th reveal that Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, will meet with Liesl Obrecht, Kathleen Gotti, while Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, tackles a mystery. Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, will also carry out his next vengeful step, so here's what GH fans can expect. First, Drew will move forward with a twisted plan against Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson. If everything falls into place like Drew expects, then Michael could look like an unfit parent and ultimately lose custody of the kids to Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. Over with Jason, he'll have a mystery to ponder after seemingly catching a glimpse of Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, at the airport. Will Jason open up to someone like Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, about what he saw and make sense of the mystery? Jason may acknowledge that it could be a case of mistaken identity since Britt is supposedly dead. At the same time, Jason knows coming back from the grave isn't impossible in Port Charles. Since Jason has done it on more than one occasion, it's possible he'll consider the idea that Britt may have cheated death, too. Regardless, Jason will remain tangled up in Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and Jen Sidwell's, Carlo Rota, issues as well. Will Sidwell be able to satisfy Sonny's demands and score Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, freedom? No matter what Sidwell does next, he could eventually retaliate against Sonny and launch yet another round of this endless feud. On another note, Professor Henry Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard, will have a meeting with a courier who's supposed to report back to the boss. Dalton will have to provide some answers for all his stall tactics and unsatisfactory level of progress. Could Britt be the courier involved here? If so, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, might be in for a shock if she follows the trail and spies Britt next. Whether this is indeed Britt or a lookalike, her presence on the show is definitely going to shake things up. Speaking of shaking things up, Rocco will certainly do that by sitting down with Obrecht for an enlightening conversation. We'll see Rocco get all dressed up for Liesl, who'll be delighted to spill about Britt and anything else he wants to know about his birth story. You can bet that Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, are going to have a big problem with Obrecht's involvement in Rocco's life, but he'll be determined to make his own choices. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, will show off some determination as well, but will that be about fixing her marriage, taking down Drew, or both? Whatever the case, Portia seems poised to grow closer to Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, as she drifts further apart from Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner. Will Isaiah and Portia hit the sheets sooner or later? General Hospital spoilers say the week of July 21st to 25th will bring plenty of shocking news and erupting conflict, so stick with us for updates on all the escalating drama. Next update, General Hospital spoilers Thursday, July 17th, Sasha's flight with Jason, Sonny demands answers. Nina faces betrayal. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, July 17th, reveal that Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, will take her flight with Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, while Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, demands answers. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, will also face betrayal, so let's discuss what's ahead on the ABC soap. In Anna Devane's, Finola Hughes' office, Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner, will push her to drop something immediately, but Anna will move forward with her plans instead. Anna will also have a favor to ask, so Felicia may play some role in her continued investigation. GH fans know Anna has been digging into Vaughn's, Bryce Durfee, background, so she may ultimately figure out that he's employed by the WSB. Since Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, is Professor Henry Hank Dalton's Daniel Goddard, research assistant, Anna may suspect that Vaughn's cozying up to her for information. Then again, maybe Anna will suspect Jocelyn could be part of the WSB, too. Jocelyn's secret could be in jeopardy now that Anna's hot on her trail. General Hospital spoilers say Anna will form some theories that'll ultimately be proven right, so stay tuned for updates on her next move. Meanwhile, Professor Dalton will talk to Jocelyn about the exciting work that's going to start soon. There'll be a situation where Jocelyn has to think fast and leap into action, so we'll see if that involves blocking Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, from the lab or perhaps plotting to access the lab herself. Over with Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna. He'll bicker with Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning. Lulu may think Dante is cutting Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Setton, too much slack for the latest Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, drama and how it affected Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr. Lulu will also give Dante some advice on something he should do to get his son back, so she may have some guidance when it comes to patching things up with Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza. Maybe Lulu will argue that Dante needs to distance himself from Brooklyn since Gio is furious over Rocco's pain. Speaking of Rocco, he'll don a dress shirt and fix his hair up for Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti. After making arrangements for this meeting off-screen, Rocco will be pleasantly surprised when Liesl actually shows up to answer his questions. Next, Sonny will demand answers about the lies that have been spread about him in the press, so Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, may land on the hot seat. Sonny will ultimately be pressured to make a sacrifice, so we'll see if someone pushes him to leave town, or maybe grant Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, freedom. As for Nina, she's poised to face Curtis' betrayal since he's been flashing back to her secret and hinting about it being necessary to betray a friend. Nina's going to deal with some consequences once Curtis uses Nina and Drew Kane's, Cameron Matheson, secret passionate affair to get the upper hand on Drew. During their flight with Daisy Gilmore, Levi Clark Coughlin, Sasha will have a deep conversation with Jason and wonder if he ever stops to think about what he might want. Jason is always busy saving the day and worrying about other people, but Sasha may think he should make time to find some personal happiness. Sasha might push Jason to find love again before he crosses paths with someone who looks identical to Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, at the airport. General Hospital spoilers say some jaw-dropping news is coming up for Jason, so don't miss what's in store. Next update, General Hospital Wednesday, July 16th recap. Michael opioid addict setup, Drew orders Portia to alter blood work. General Hospital recap for Wednesday, July 16th, reveals that Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, was poised to become the victim of an opioid addict setup after Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, ordered Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, to alter his blood work. By the Metro Court pool, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton gave Danny Morgan, Asher Antonazan, updates on the dangerous Daisy Gilmore, Levi Clark Coughlin situation, so Danny learned he'd better say goodbye to Sasha and Daisy today if he wanted to. Meanwhile, Stella Henry, Vernay Watson confronted Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, over the hit piece on Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, but he couldn't say much other than it wasn't his idea. After Sasha gave Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, details on why she was leaving town with Daisy, Nina blamed herself for outing the paternity and exposing Daisy's connection to Sonny's family. Sasha assured Nina that she wasn't responsible as they shared a tearful farewell. Once Danny came home, he said a heartfelt goodbye as well since he still felt like a big brother to Daisy. Once Nina wound up at Aurora, she offered to help Curtis with his media attacks against Sonny. Curtis suspected this was Drew's doing, but Nina hinted about someone else controlling her instead. Even so, Curtis felt they had to find a way to disarm Drew, since he was the source of so many problems. After Curtis flashed back to Nina spilling about her hookups with Drew, he hinted about betraying a friend being necessary sometimes. Back at the Quartermain mansion, Michael considered leaving Port Charles with Sasha, Daisy, Wiley Corinthos, Byron Weaver, and Amelia Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako, but Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, insisted he wouldn't do that to Monica Quartermaine, Leslie Charleson. Later, Tracy met with Jason and pushed him not to stand in the way of her efforts to drive Sunny out of town. While Sasha was off packing, Michael held Daisy and struggled to find a way to say goodbye to her. Sasha eventually appeared and watched the heartfelt father-daughter moment. Over with Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, he stopped by Portia's office to apologize, but she couldn't forgive him for taking away the spark that Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie, finally got back. Stella also talked to Kai about his breakup with Trina and understood his perspective, though she wondered if sticking to his principles was worth it. As for Drew, he assured Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, that they'd give Michael a taste of his own medicine and make him look like a danger to his kids. Drew went to Portia and mentioned that Michael still came to GH for blood work following his burn treatment. Portia was ordered to make it seem like Michael was an opioid addict due to the pain of the burns he'd endured. Although Portia refused to help Drew take Michael's children away from him, he felt confident she'd change her mind. Once Drew sauntered out, Portia had a total meltdown and screamed as she smashed things in her office. Next, Willow talked to Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, about her upcoming wedding and wished her kids could be there. Drew ultimately met back up with Willow and confirmed his plan was in motion, which meant Michael was going to pay for his refusal to compromise. General Hospital spoilers say Michael's feud with Drew and Willow is about to spiral out of control, so stay tuned for any awful news to come. Next update, General Hospital Wednesday, July 16th update. Michael tempted to leave PC with Sasha and kids. General Hospital spoilers update for Wednesday, July 16th, reveals that Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, will be tempted to leave Port Charles with Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, and the kids. Screaming Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, will also lose it as her anger erupts, so there'll be some exciting stuff happening on the ABC soap. For starters, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie, will open up to Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, about her split from Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, so Joss will hear about his betrayal and her BFF's fury. Meanwhile, Stella Henry, Vernee Watson, will voice her displeasure during a conversation with Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner. It looks like Stella will quiz Curtis about his marriage and push him to fix it, but he'll keep a lid on the latest Drew Cameron Matheson updates. Speaking of Drew, he'll give Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, more reassurance about getting her kids back and beating Michael at his own game. Drew will set a vengeful scheme in motion and hope it ends with Willow regaining custody. As for Michael, he'll realize he could make a Port Charles exit along with Sasha and Daisy Gilmore, Levi Clark Coughlin. Michael will be tempted to just bolt with Wiley Corinthos, Byron Weaver, and Amelia Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako, so they can be with Sasha and their little sister. Since Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, won't be on board with that plan, that may be why she'll ask Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, for a favor on Wednesday's GH episode. Tracy may push Jason to talk Michael into sticking around with Amelia and Wiley, especially for Monica Quartermaine's, Leslie Charleson's sake. Next, Sasha will spill news to Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, about all the bizarre Daisy occurrences, including the kidnapping fake-out. Since Sasha fears someone's trying to prove how close they can get to Daisy, she feels she has no choice but to leave town. Nina will flip out over Sasha's story and hold herself responsible for the danger that Daisy's facing. This may tie in with Sunny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, since Nina just had a conversation with Tracy about protecting their loved ones from his mob mayhem. Of course, viewers know Willow is actually to blame for all the Daisy drama, so we'll see how long that secret can stay under wraps. Finally, Portia will feel the need to unleash some of the anger that's been building. There'll apparently be something that pushes Portia over the edge, so she'll shout and destroy property behind closed doors at GH. General Hospital spoilers say Portia has more issues in her future, but Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, may offer more comfort soon. Next update, is Kelly Thiebaud coming back to General Hospital as Britt? Her first air date back on GH is very soon. Kelly Thiebaud is officially returning to General Hospital on Friday, July 18th, 2 years after her character, Britt Westbourne, was killed off. Fans of the soap have been eagerly awaiting her return, and Thiebaud herself shares that it's a bittersweet moment, filled with excitement and emotions as she comes back to Port Charles. Is the Britch back? Thiebaud joined GH in 2012, and after taking a couple of breaks from the show, she found herself reflecting on her time away. She admires the longtime actors who have stayed for over a decade, building their lives around the soap, but as a self-proclaimed free spirit, Thiebaud knew she needed her own adventures. I need to go and roam and do things and feel like I can go on adventures and have the freedom to embark on whatever comes my way, she told TV Insider. With a boss-like executive producer Frank Valentini, who understands her need for freedom, Thiebaud was able to step away and return when it felt right. After wrapping up her run as Brit in 2023, Thiebaud moved to London and appeared as Eva Vasquez on the now-cancelled Station 19. At the time, she thought her soap days were behind her, but as fate would have it, GH kept coming up in her life. There were multiple signs, let's just say, that I was receiving from people, and General Hospital just kind of kept coming back up in my life, Thiebaud recalled. After much reflection and conversations with Valentini, it became clear that it was the right time to return. Thiebaud credits her time away with helping her grow both personally and professionally. It gives you a sense of adventure and freedom, and you grow, she said. She's ready to bring everything she's learned into her performance, bringing new depth and authenticity to her work. Although the transition back to soap work was challenging, she's excited to return to her creative roots and engage with the incredible cast and crew she calls family. Fans have been eagerly awaiting her return, and Thiebaud is grateful for the overwhelming support she's received. It just makes me so happy, reading everyone's messages and seeing how excited everyone is, she said. For Thiebaud, this return isn't just a job. It's a chance to tell more stories and continue entertaining the fans who have supported her all these years. Though her character's storyline remains a mystery, Thiebaud is excited to return to General Hospital and take things to the next level this third time around. Is the Britch back? Looks like we'll find out soon. Next update, General Hospital alum Brian Craig asks fans whether they want Morgan back, and the answer may have surprised even him. General Hospital alum Brian Craig has been name-dropping his ill-fated character a lot lately. So much, so that you would think that a return has to be in the offing. But it doesn't sound like it is, not yet anyway. On July 13th, the Daytime Emmy winner shared to social media a poll inviting fans to say whether they want Morgan Corinthos back in action. General Hospital is y'all's show at the end of the day, he said. Love to you no matter what you choose. And the results of the poll? Last time we peaked, nearly 95% of respondents did want Sonny and Carly's son to rise from the grave. Not too shabby, that. Of course, you wouldn't expect Craig's fans not to wish he'd come back, now would you? Any way you slice it, though, it sounds like the actor is jonesing for Morgan to get the same kind of miracle that is resurrecting Brit this week. Craig became the first adult Morgan in 2013, stayed with the show until 2016, then reprised his role twice so that Morgan could make spectral visits. In his post-soap career, he recurred on the short-lived CBS drama Valor, was a regular on ABC's Grand Hotel for its one-and-done season, and starred on the last two of Good Trouble's 5 seasons. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.